Hey YouTube family, it's me Cynthia with Knits by Cint, coming to you on this beautiful Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's to everybody. Show yourself love as well as other people. I am so grateful and so thankful to all of you who viewed my videos and just gave me absolute positive feedback and wonderful comments about all of my makes that you saw. I was just so excited. Like, I have subscribers. Thank you so much. Like, that just like, I was ready to cry with happiness and joy. I'm a little, sensitive in a nice way. But I truly, truly appreciate all of the positive comments, all of the positive feedbacks. And I'm glad that I'm inspiring to some of you out there. So I appreciate that. That was the first thing I wanted to say, was a ginormous heartfelt thank you. So I do have a couple of questions that I do want to answer. Yes, I have my little notebook because I don't want to forget. So one question was about the butterfly prayer shawl that I made, the pink and black and gray one. It was a combination of two people. So I take that back. I'm sorry. For the blue one, the big blue one that I made, and for those of you who are just joining me, thank you. Welcome. And you may have to go back and watch video number 2. The big blue one that I made, I mostly followed Fiber Spider with that. And then the smaller one, the pink and gray and black one, it was Joan Tiberio, Tiberio. She adds an extra stitch towards the end, and it made the count work out better for me. When I was doing it the way Fiber Spider did it, I kept coming up short on some of my stitches. I'm like, I don't understand. So it was easy enough to fudge. And I don't think my godmother's going to count the stitches and see if I did it right, because she doesn't crochet anyway, so I don't think she'll notice. So when I watched Joan and how she added the extra stitch in when you're creating the butterfly part, it made more sense. It came out correctly. So those are who I followed when making the two butterfly shawls. Okay, so also Deb from, ooh, I don't have my glasses on. Well, Deb gave me a tip regarding the bamboo. She said to use beeswax. And thank you for that tip, because although, yeah, the candle wax worked great on the spindle, I had showed this, sorry, yeah, it's still on my desk, this last week, and it's not really expensive, but it wasn't moving as smoothly. So my husband had used some candle wax, like the bottom of a candle wax, and rubbed it on there, and it's working better. But I do have bamboo knitting needles, and I wondered about that. And so seeing Deb's comment that she also used beeswax on her bamboo knitting needles, that just helps the materials flow better. So I appreciate that tip. Thank you very much. And I will be getting some beeswax. Also, there were some questions about the sweater, which is actually on my mannequin right here today, from Ona. So I am a little tech challenged. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but I am. And the reason why you all can see my YouTube videos is because of my friend Dina, who showed me how to get it on so that it would be like show up in your feed, or if you search certain things, it will pop up. So yeah, I need a mentor. And so thankfully my friend Dina is willing to help me with that. She's also going to help me get on like Instagram and Twitter as well. So that will come. I have Facebook, and I probably will get there, but it will probably be just for like my crafting. My husband's on Facebook enough for the both of us to know that it's irritating to me. Sorry to say, but it is. Except when I see my grandbaby pictures, then it's not. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the link to Ona's video for that sweater. And if I can't figure out how to put the link in there, then I will just spell it out in the comments to her video so that you can find it. She does, I think, a good job, in my opinion, on how to make it. I mean, I'm not like an expert on crochet and knitting and that sort of thing. So if I can make something based on how somebody explains it, then in my opinion, they're a good teacher. At least they explain it well enough where I can understand it. So yeah, I think those were the main questions that I wanted to answer for that. So I put my little book over there. So now I'm going to give you a little update. Okay, so on my 10 stitch blanket, which is on a loom, and it's also on a spindle thing. I just pulled it off the bottom. This is where I'm at with it. This is my, I'm on the second cake, or skein of yarn, I should say, of the Homespun, and this is what's left of it. So I'll probably be able to, I know I'll be able to get the corner done. So you have to do the corner and probably a little bit of the row. And I have no intention of buying any more of this yarn, or really any yarn, I hope, this year, unless I absolutely have to, such as if someone asks me to make them a specific thing, and I may start with the yarn that I have, hopefully. And if I need a color that I ran out of or something like that, then I will replace it. But other than that, y'all, I have a miniature store in this room. You just cannot see it. Maybe one day I'll show you. If you ask me to show you, I will show you. I need help, but it's okay. It's all right. No, I don't. This is my passion. I love to crochet and knit and all that good stuff. So anyway, so this is where I am with the blanket. So you can see how when I'm adding the new, so this is a 15 stitch, this is a 15 peg loom. So these are 15 stitches, and so I could call it a 10 plus blanket. But anyway, so I basically loop the white onto, it would be on this side. So you can see, well, actually it's not looped on there because I'm starting to do the decrease to do the corner. So normally it would be like looped on to here. And then, you know, you go back and forth and you add it, but that's how you get it. Now, some people, I've seen it where they don't have this texture because it is raised above. It's like a seam. I actually like it. It gives character, especially when you're using like different color yarn. And so it really kind of stands out. And this is so pretty. I could buy another skein of this yarn and just finish it down to the end, and it would be a nice baby blanket or lap blanket just like that. Just with using 2 probably and a half skeins of this yarn. But like I said, I don't plan on doing that. So I have plenty more yarn to use in a different color. So it will not be color controlled unless a miracle happens and the yarn doesn't run out until I need it to. Yeah. All right, so there's that. So my husband's blanket is still intact. Let me show you that again for those who didn't get to see it. And I was commenting, see, that's the back. I was commenting how the blue kind of bleeds through the yellow in some spots, and I'm especially like right here, right there in that area. It drives me nuts. So I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably going to take it out and do like a tapestry stitch of this pattern. But I want to just give it a try because I know it's going to be a lot smaller, which means I have to do a much bigger border for it. And right now it just pains me. The thought of taking it out just pains me right now. So I haven't done it. I haven't taken it out. Or I could just leave it alone because I have more of the exact same yarn in my closet. And the yarn I'm using, again, it's a Mega Ball from Hobie. And it is, it's a lightweight number 4. And it does say that it's a lightweight number 4. And I actually prefer that. So, yeah, more to come on that blanket. So, remember the baby blanket I made? It was on blue and white. It's downstairs because I have to still block them. And I couldn't for the life of me remember the name of the yarn. It's BigTwist. It is a Joann's yarn. And it was navy denim and then with the white and the pink. I mean, I'm sorry, there was no pink. I did a hat in the pink. And I had this yarn like forever and ever. So I finished the blanket and I thought I used up, with the exception of, I think it was this yarn, I thought was all I had left. No, no. I found a really big ball of more blue. I'm like, OMG, this yarn just won't go away. So, and I had like maybe 50 grams to 100 grams, I'm guessing, of the white and blue speckled yarn like this. And I made a pink hat, and I still had a lot, probably about this much left of the pink. So I was thinking like, okay, I really want this yarn to go away. So I started doing a regular triangle blanket. I mean, not blanket, I'm sorry, shawl, with starting with the white, and then I started into the pink. I hadn't gotten to the dark blue yet, and I thought, this was yesterday, I was like, why don't you make a mosaic shawl? Yes, I'll make a mosaic shawl, but I want it to be easy. So I remember Courtney from Fiber Fox. She does a very easy triangle shawl. And so this is where I'm at with that. So I actually started, so this is the top here. Right, so you can see I started with the light blue, and then I'm doing pink. I did pink and the white every other stitch, and then now I'm into the dark blue with still some pink left. But I also realized that the pink that I had, this is where I'm at with it now, this is not going to be big enough for a nice size shawl, especially with all this blue that I still have left. And this yarn does not exist anymore. At least I haven't found it. I physically went to Joann's when I was making the baby blanket because I wanted to get one more skein of the white, the lighter color. I could not find any of this particular, the denim print anymore. So I was like, okay. So I went on Joann.com, put in specifically this yarn. They don't have it. I even checked Amazon and it's just not there. So I don't know if they just totally discontinued the yarn that was in the store forever and ever and ever until now when I need it, and they don't have it. But it's okay. It's all right. I digress. I decided I have plenty of yarn here. I must have I knew I had a rose colored yarn. It's a 4-weight Aran yarn. It's the same weight, and it's a rose color. So once I'm done with the pink, because the pink goes from a lighter pink to like a rose color pink. I don't know if you can see it in here. I hope you can. So I think once I'm all done with the pink of this yarn, like that yarn is going to be fine with the blue. Either way, because the blue is still going to just do its different shades of the navy blue, and it's still going to look very pretty. I'm pretty sure of that. So one project, actually there was 2 projects I forgot to mention last week that are mosaic. But I'm going to talk about this one. I have not told my sister I started a YouTube channel, but I'm going to share it because my sister, she crochets. I know she does mostly granny squares. So, because she actually asked me to make her a shawl, and she didn't say specifically how she wanted it. She just wanted a shawl in the Washington football team colors, formerly known as the Redskins, but you know, Washington Commanders or whatever they're going to be now. So this is the Havana Shaw print by Tina, and I just did it in the 2 colors. Let me tell you, this gave me a little bit of run for my money. I like it though. It's really pretty. It's kind of busy. It's a little busy, but I do like it. I did start off with Red Heart because I wanted to find burgundy and gold. First of all, I had to find that. Not that easy to find, believe it or not. So Red Heart had it, and I was trying it with Red Heart, but it was just not, it was not working for me. I don't really know why, but it wasn't working for me. So no problem. So I kept searching. So I did find on Hobie, this yarn here. It's called Twister. It's 55% cotton, 45% acrylic. And it's solid. And this is a where are you? Oh, well, I don't even see what the weight is, but this might give you an idea. For knitting, it says to use a 3 to 4 millimeter or a US 3 to 6 or UK 11 to 8. For crochet is 3.5 to 4 millimeters. Same with the knitting needles is 3 to 4. For a crochet hook is 3.5 to 4 millimeter or US E through G, 4 to 6. Okay, so this is the red one. So I still have some yarn left. Not a whole lot, but that's okay. So I think this is probably a 3 weight yarn. I'm guessing, yeah, I think this is a 3 weight yarn. I kind of got like to the point of I want to be done with this. Now this was supposed to be a Christmas gift. Yeah, I'm late, very late. It's okay, because now I have a good excuse. I want to finish this yarn as well. So what I'm going to do is do this very simple mosaic stitch at the end until the yarn is gone. And it'll make it a little bit bigger. I personally like my shawls to be bigger than this. I guess I should have measured it out, huh? But it's like, you know, the tip of it comes down to like, you know, right to my tailbone area. I'm tall, by the way. I'm not short. I'm 5'9", so that gives you a little perspective. So anyway, let me try to adjust this a tiny bit. Okay, anyway. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to add this nice, very easy mosaic print onto this shawl until the rest of this burgundy and gold is gone. And that will make me happy too, because again, more yarn gone. I do have red and blue in this color because my nephew, her son, asked me to make him a blanket. That's not happening this year. Sorry, buddy. Love you, but that's not going to happen this year. So he likes the giant football team. My family is from, my mother's side of the family is from upstate New York, and a lot of us was born in upstate New York, myself included. All 3 of my kids were born in the exact same room at the hospital. I don't know if you've heard of Schenectady, New York. That's where we're from. Well, my kids were born there. I'm from Saratoga Springs. But anyway, so my sister and I, Pam and I, raised our kids in upstate New York. It just kind of turned out that way. We didn't really plan to do that. We were not raised there. But that's where our mom certainly is from. So anyway, so he likes the Giants. And I have the yarn. And I've been thinking of, I'm constantly thinking like, what blanket do I want to make for a person when they ask me, unless they ask me for a specific thing. That's just how I would, whether it's a blanket, a shawl, a hat, baby blanket, whatever it is. Sometimes it may be my go-to, and sometimes it's like, nope, let me think about that. Because it's like, this is for that person. So yeah, so I'm excited about this shawl. I am using, I think the yarn calls for, I could tell you, not that it matters because it doesn't exist anymore. Just kidding. Maybe they're making some more. I don't know. But anyway, it calls for a size J hook, and that's exactly what I'm using. I don't tend to crochet super tight, which is good. So I actually started off with a smaller hook. I'm not sure why I did that, other than in my mind, I must have been thinking 5.5. So that's what I started with for a little bit, which is okay. And then I moved up to a 6. So again, this pattern is Courtney from Fiber Fox, excuse me. I did do it slightly different than her pattern. So you do increases at the beginning of each, when you add your yarn on, because you're gonna do a single traditional single crochet, 2 of them, and the second one is an increase, and then you'll go into your pattern. So when you're getting to the tip up here, She does for the inverted double crochet, she does an inverted double crochet around she does the 3 singles here, 3 chains rather. I started it that way early on and I didn't like it. That's just my opinion for me. So I just changed it a tiny bit. I still do my single crochet. I do a chain 2, do another single crochet, which she also does. And then there's 2 single crochets before you do your increase and after you do your increase, and then you go into a double and then you go into your pattern until you get to the other side. The other thing is when she does her mosaic crochet and you're coming off, she does a double knot. For a blanket, I did it for my blanket. I did a heart blanket. She has a heart pattern. And I did that with a blanket because I knew I was going to do an enclosed border. But for the shawl, when I was doing it, it leaves like this ginormous knot right there. And that's like, oops, sorry. I don't know if you can see that too good. Sorry. Let me turn it around. Maybe it'll come out better. Well, anyway, there is a knot. So you do want to like knot the end, cinch down on it because you don't want it to come out. But doing a couple of those knots, I did like a few of them. I was like, I do not like that. I'm not feeling that. So I just did 1 knot at the end. And then she sews in her ends. I'm not doing that. So I actually weave in my ends as I go. So I cut the string long enough, and then when I get close enough to it, I will, so when I get back to this side, I usually like kind of hold it as I'm going along, and then I catch my, the tail into my stitch, especially for the back loop single crochet. I catch the tail into the stitch, and then I've weaved in my ends. And the same thing when I'm starting off and you add it, you need to have a little bit of a tail, and then I just add it in as I go along. And then all of this will just be a little trim in the back when I'm done. Let me see something here. I have my nice little selfie lamp. Let's see if I can, oh, that's bright, 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 bright. Let's see if I could, trying to dim it, y'all. Okay, that might work because I also have a nice bright sunny window. So yeah, let's see if that makes, oh yeah, you can see it a lot better. Sorry, wish I did that before. Okay, well anyway, so I hope you can see that a little bit better. Yeah, and so this is the back side. And when I'm done, I will do a trim of all those tails. The back side is pretty neat too. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing to help get rid of the rest of the twist yarn that I have. And I started that yesterday. It is really quick and easy. You can go to Courtney's channel. Again, it's Fiber Fox, and her name is Courtney. She has a funny little laugh, but I think she goes really slow when she's doing her teaching. So if you want to see how she does it, by all means, go to her channel. If you want me to show you how I do mine, I'll be happy to. You let me know. All right, now it's another one that I can't believe I forgot to share this. So, and I really hope my son gets this blanket. Not because I won't finish it, but because it just looks like royalty, doesn't it? So this mosaic print is actually by Viva Blanket. I came across her channel. You know how it is. It pops up in your feed. You're like, oh, what's that? And if it's mosaic, I usually will stop and look. One, I like to find different patterns, something that I don't have already. Also, I want to find patterns that I don't have to fight with ends. Yes, and this is one of them. So it's actually, as you can see, so this is Viva Blankets, right? This is the pattern. I printed it out. I didn't print it in color, which is okay because you can see it here. Part of it anyway, in color. And my son's favorite color is purple, like mine. And I was like, oh, purple and gold, that would be so pretty. So you don't have to deal with ends like you did, like my earth blanket. Yeah, that was a lot of ends to deal with. Well, kind of. I mean, I did do the enclosed border. I won't have to do an enclosed border with this. So you, where's the beginning? Where's the beginning? Hold on. Oh yeah, it is up here. Duh, where the the yarn is coming out. Oh, sorry. Turn it this way. Oh yes, and the back looks really nice and neat. Isn't that lovely? And so I am using again mega balls from mega balls from Homespunyarn, and this is also a lightweight 4 and purple and gold. So you basically are switching yarn colors at the corner, and then you just, you start the pattern. Now she did do an update, so I have to, before I like get back on this, when I do, I have to see where the change is, and not on what I've already done. I know I hadn't actually reached the point where she had to make a correction, which is nice. And I also just want to point out and say thank you to all of the designers that put their product, their patterns out there, and we purchase them, and you have to make a correction that for those who, and I guess everybody does it. I don't know, but the ones I've experienced have done this, where they just like, hey, I made a mistake, here's the correction, and there's no charge, right? Well, there shouldn't be one anyway, but thank you, because maybe somebody feels like there should be. I don't know, but I appreciate them. First of all, like when they realize they made a mistake, or someone told them like, hey, this didn't turn out right because there was a missing stitch or whatever it was, that they acknowledge it and they send the update, because there's nothing more frustrating when like you're following a pattern and it's not coming out right. And like, I am not a designer yet. That's a goal someday, to just create a design and then work it out. Nowhere near the top of my list. But for those of us who are following your pattern and it's not coming out right, it's kind of frustrating. So thank you for sending out corrections and letting us know, and let us know where the correction is, so that we can just look out for that, or replace the sheet of paper, or whatever the case may be. Thanks. All right, but isn't this beautiful? This is so pretty. And you can do it in multiples of, I want to say it's multiples of 36. So however long you choose to make the starting chain will help dictate how long this is going to be. So this is not even a quarter of the way done. So this is going to be a nice size blanket, from a good size throw. It won't be like the size of a twin bed or anything like that. I don't believe. But I think it's going to be a nice size throw for him. So when I started this, my plan was to try to have it for his birthday by April. It's not going to happen this year either. So maybe I can get it done by Christmas this year, if not by his birthday next year. There's a couple of other things I want to like knock out. And one of the things that came up was my husband's like, you're not working on my blanket. I know, dude. That was before I started it. But like I said in my previous video, so my husband is a drummer. He plays the drums at our church, and he chose the blue and gold because his oldest daughter is going to North Carolina A&T, and those are the school colors. So he wanted the school colors, and I decided, because he didn't have an idea. He's just like, I don't know, whatever, but I wanted that color. I'm like, okay. So I came across the pattern for the percussions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. And well, anyway, we've already talked about that. So, all right. That's my update for this week. Again, I thank you all so much. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, you'll know the next time I post. I have tried to do every week, but every other week there seems to be something that comes up. So I'm not going to stress about it. Right now, every other week is working out for me. Now, next week would be not the week that I post necessarily, but my oldest daughter is gonna be here, and I'm so excited. So I might actually post, and you can meet her if she's up for it. Her name is Brittany, and you may meet her 3 sons too. My 3 grandsons, 3 of them. I have 4, and I have a granddaughter, and they'll be still in New York. Unfortunately, they could not make it down. But I'm gonna be. I plan to go up there in April when they have spring break, and hopefully no snow. All right, so I hope you all have a lovely day. Show love to one another, to somebody. Treat yourself. What did I do? Treat myself with today? Uh, hey, I was off today. Um, and for if anybody has a birthday this month, happy birthday. I had a birthday. It was on Sunday. I had to work. Normally I do not work my birthday. It's my personal holiday. And once upon a time in some areas it still is true because it's Lincoln's birthday. It's still considered a holiday. But this year, with the change of my job and that sort of thing, it fell on my birthday, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sweat it because I have 8 days off coming up starting this weekend. So, yay me! But yeah, it was an easy day at work too, so no big deal. But yeah, so just show yourself some love. I'm just like chillaxing, doing what I love to do, which is working on the shawl. And I probably will start working on my sister's shawl so I can get that to her since it's already late. All right, I look forward to your comments. I will post either type in the full name of the YouTube for Ona's sweater. Well, actually, it's called the shrug. I think those were the main things, right? Yes. So I'll either try to link it in, or I will put the name in the comment section for you all to find. And anybody else that I have mentioned, and if you want to try to find something that I created and you can't find the link, please let me know, and I will be happy to link it in there. That is something I will be working on so that you won't have to ask. I'm just going to try to have it in advance of my posting videos in the video comment section. When I meet up with Dina, she's going to teach me how to do that. Okay, y'all? Thanks for your patience. Peace out. Love you. Have a wonderful and awesome day.